Hey there guys, today's the latest update to the shipping container shop project. That is a workbench with drawers and another little random cabinet that I built to hold some tool cubbies that I found on Craigslist. So let me show you how I built it, and then I'll try to answer any questions about why I did what I did after that. So you saw me put the cabinets together with pocket hole screws, but I actually ran out of them. So for these drawers, I'm just gonna use nails and glue. I think they'll be fine. I may go in with some screws after the fact, but all these drawers are gonna be face frames, so it really doesn't matter what they look like. But I think the nail and screws are gonna do just fine. So right now I've got all the cabinet bases and drawers assembled, and they're pretty much ready for a light sanding to remove the glue residue, and then I can start putting them together and then placing them where they're going to go in the shop. But I have one problem. I used some old plywood that I had stored on the floor to keep it from warping, and over the last couple of months I've walked on it and I've dropped things on it, and it's just ended up getting some marks. So I'm going to try to sand these and get them looking as best I can, and if I can't get the marks out, then I guess I'll just end up painting them. Okay, so the cabinets are all sanded, and I think they came out pretty well, but this one is probably the worst one. Some of those scratches were just too deep, and I didn't want to reveal the under layers of the plywood. So I don't know, I guess it's still up in the air if I'm gonna paint them or not. Almost forgot. A lot of you guys ask me about the masks I wear when I'm grinding on metal or cutting wood. Well, these are called RZ masks. They are basically like a low profile, form-fitting particulate mask. They're really comfortable, and they come with these little removable or replaceable carbon filter inserts. They do a great job. I've been using them for probably 7 or 8 months now, and I just like them a lot. They come in all sorts of different colors. This one is orange. Well, obviously it's orange, but this one's probably my favorite right now because I can always see where it is. I think the first one I ever got was black. It functioned just the same, was just as good, but I sometimes had a hard time finding it. So I'll try to remember to put a link down below in case you're interested in checking them out. On the back sides of these cabinets, I'm going to be adding some sheet metal that I had on hand. I was storing it for some project, but I just never ended up using it. So I just painted it, and I'm adding it onto the back for a couple of different reasons. One, to give a little extra sheathing strength, and two, if mice ever get behind the cabinets, they won't be able to get inside them. I didn't show making this, but this is just a steel frame I made to mount the plywood top to. I did this at about 11 o'clock last night, which is why I didn't film it. But it's just 1 inch by 2 inch steel, standard welded construction like I've been doing for the past several videos. But I think it should make for a nice solid top to mount the plywood to. This is a little jig I made to help me put the handles on all of the drawers in the exact same spot every time. I just layered a bunch of pieces of wood, made sure that this is sitting about mid-level, and then I put some stops on either side so when I set my handles in it, they can only go in one certain spot, and then I'll just clamp it here and then put the screws in and take it away, and the handles will be perfectly placed. This is just a little second cabinet I decided to make once I saw I had some of the leftover scraps, or I guess they weren't scraps, but just cut-offs, and I kind of made it to fit these little this little tool drawers or whatever I found off of Craigslist. It doesn't fit perfect because I was trying to keep it the same dimensions as the other cabinets, but I think it's going to work out pretty nicely. For those that might not be familiar with face framing, it's essentially just putting a nice frame of wood on the edge of plywood to kind of cover it up, but it can also be used to cover up defects. This cabinet, the top piece was really warped and I couldn't get it to flatten out, and you'll see the frame looks straight, but if you look up there, it actually has a little bit of a domed curve shape. So anyway, the face framing kind of cleans that up as well as gives a little bit of strength to the edges of it. Well guys, that is pretty much it. I'm really happy that this project is done. Building all of these drawers was quite a bit more work than I anticipated, but I'm excited for the potential of organization that it's going to give me. I am not really an organized person by nature, so that was the biggest reason why I made these drawers kind of shallow and more of them, so that I have less of an opportunity to stack multiple layers of trash and other junk in here. Anyway, I'm really happy with them. These handles definitely added quite a bit of time to the project. It wasn't really anything complex, and I'm glad I did them, but if I had another project like this, I might just buy some for 20 bucks off of Amazon. Here is a little bit of a relationship of the size, so you can see kind of how it looks in the shop. It's about 36 inches high, 35 inches high. And this cabinet over here, I didn't really show the makings of this because it was kind of a side project. I had two strips when I was cutting these cabinets that ended up being about the perfect depth to fit these little parts drawers. I got these off of Craigslist. They're just like for automotive parts, and a guy just made a really good deal on them. So that's why I really didn't show it, but basically it's the same exact construction, but it is a little more shallow. I don't have this mounted to the wall yet because I'll have to cut a notch for the conduit back here, but happy where this is. I may move it a little bit more that way or something like that, just so long as I can open the bottom drawers over here. So what is to come for next time regarding the shipping container shop? That will probably be my workbench. I plan on laminating some wood together to make kind of more of a heavy duty top versus just a plywood top. And then I plan on making a pneumatic tool and battery powered tool little station where I can house my compressor and have the little charger for my Ryobi batteries. That will go right over here. And then I'll probably add some shelves. Outside the shop, the next big project is going to be my daughter's playhouse with the scrap section of shipping container. She's really excited for me to get it going, and I need to get it looking better than just a chunk of metal that's sitting outside my garage. So that's pretty much it. As always, I thank you for watching. Check me out on Instagram, and we will see you guys next time.